Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. Assalamu alaikum. I've already mentioned in the earlier presentations that the Almighty informs us that we believers need to fast so that we are able to inculcate in us the important attribute of taqwa, that is God consciousness. I've already mentioned that this exercise of fasting for the purpose of creating taqwa was required to be done during the month of Ramadan because it was in this month that the Quran was revealed. The Quran began to be revealed. Uh, Now we move further, and in the same verse where this reality has been mentioned, that it was in the month of Ramadan that the Quran was revealed. The Almighty says that you should fast in this month لِيُتُكَبِّرُ اللَّهَ عَلَى مَا هَدَاكُمْ, so that you may mention clearly the greatness of Allah. You glorify Him for the guidance that He has given you. So, in other words, we have to do God's takbir. We are expected to declare that He is the greatest. And He is the greatest because He has given us this book of guidance, which we so very badly needed that without it, our life would have been miserably incomplete. So, because He has given us this book and we understand and value it, we will declare His greatness. But how do we do it? Ordinarily, takbir, declaring that Allah is the greatest, is done by us Muslims by saying Allahu Akbar. That's fine. That's a very appropriate expression. But quite often it so happens that we just mention it as a slogan. We don't understand it properly. It's not coming from deep inside our hearts, and it's a verbal expression only. But while fasting, we are doing something which belongs to the same category, declaring Allah as the greatest. And quite often we don't realize that we are doing it, but Allah has informed us that He wants us to fast, to do exactly that, to declare that Allah is the greatest. How is it done? Well, all throughout the month of Ramadan, when we are fasting, what happens is that from dawn to dusk, we remain hungry and thirsty. We remain weak. We have the need to eat and drink, and we don't go for it. It's available for us. But each time a thought comes to our minds, and frankly, it doesn't even come to our minds now. We are so accustomed to it. We know that we're not going to do it. Why are we not going to do it? Because it is our God, our Creator, Allah, who has commanded us that we are not going to eat. We are not going to drink. So this is actually declaring Allah is the greatest. Nobody else can command us to stop eating and stop drinking, even when we need to eat and drink. It is only Allah, our God, our Creator, who has the right, who has the prerogative to tell us to do such things which we otherwise would not have done. So, by stopping ourselves from eating and drinking, even when we are hungry, we are doing what the Quran says, لِيُتُكَبِّرُ اللَّهَ عَلَى مَا هَدَاكُمْ, so that they declare the greatness of Allah on what He has done to guide them. So let's do this takbir over and over again with the realization that we are doing it to mention it to Allah, that we acknowledge and recognize it, we will understand His message, and we will continue to do His takbir and glorify Him.